Wrestling.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of Grind City Wrestling. This Friday at FedExForum, SmackDown is live. And of course, you can pre-party with us at Ghost River ahead of that. But first, right here on Grind City Wrestling, I am Dustin Starr. He's Devin Walker, baby. And it is Tiffy time. We've got the WWE Women's Champion here. Hello, how are you?
I am good. How are you guys?
Doing great. The
Got
Women's
the champ
Champion
on today.
good on your shoulder, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Well, we were doing a little bit of research, figuring out how did Tiffany Stratton come about because it happened so fast. And I read up that you were trained by Greg Gagne,
Yes,
like in
I was.
2021. You haven't been doing this very long.
No, I have not. I guess so. My mom kind of saw SmackDown on the TV, and she kind of told me like, "You'd be good at that. Like, I feel like, you're athletic, like you look good, and all this stuff." And I kind of like never really thought about doing that until like a couple years later after I quit gymnastics and all this stuff. And I decided to go to like my nearest wrestling school, and my mom actually got in contact with Greg through like a work friend, and he agreed to train me, and here we are.
Since
Wow.
2021, you've won the NXT Women's Championship. You've won the Money in the Bank briefcase, which was awesome, by the way, and you've already cashed in and become the women's champion. Since 2021, that is like such a small time, and we've seen that you are been inspired by Charlotte Flair. Is
Hmm.
this true? So now, how apropos that now WrestleMania season's here, and it looks like you and Charlotte are going to be face to face in the ring on Friday.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my inspos. She was actually the one my mom saw on the TV screen and kind of inspired my mother, who then inspired me. And if I am face to face with her on Friday and she does pick me, I hope she picks me. I feel like my entire career, I've always kind of been told that I'm the next Charlotte Flair or I'm a wannabe Charlotte Flair. And sure, she inspires me, but I'm not a wannabe Charlotte Flair. And if she beats me or if she picks me at WrestleMania and when I beat her, I'll no longer be the next Charlotte Flair. I'll be the Tiffany Stratton.
Ooh, that's a bar right there. I want to ask you because you've been in the industry for a little bit. When you went back at wrestling school and everything like that, did you go back and watch old stuff? Like, did you kind of like who other than Charlotte Flair, did you watch old matches and kind of get a feel of how the industry kind of went?
Yeah, I feel like at the Performance Center we have like a skull, where we watch a lot of old stuff, like Ricky Steamboat. We watch a lot of Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle. Obviously, I feel like we watched a lot of NXT Black and Gold when it was like the Sasha Banks, the Bailey era, stuff like that. But yeah, those are kind of just a few off the top of my head.
Okay, well, I have to ask you then because I'm a big like Mount Rushmore kind of guy. Do you have
Uh-oh.
a Mount Rushmore? Because we're gonna put Tiffy up there. We're putting Tiffy on the Mount Rushmore. Who else is up there with you, Tiffy?
Um, Rhea.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, are we talking about like the era right now?
We can go air right now. We can go air right now. Who's waving the flag right now?
Rhea, me, Bianca, and
Last one's always the toughest.
it
Yeah.
is.
You got to leave somebody out.
Got to.
Um, I don't really know who's kind of. I don't know. I feel like that one's kind of up for grabs. It kind of depends on like how the next couple years go. I
hmm
could see people like I could see like Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
Um, I could see, I don't know, Jada Parker. Um, I don't know. I really feel like we have to see how they are on SmackDown or Raw when they get called up. But right now I'm gonna have to go with Becky Lynch, even though she's kind
Oh,
of
okay.
been around
Okay.
for a while. But Becky
Okay.
Lynch,
Yeah.
I feel like is a big um, what do you call it? Like she's very much like you can't have WWE programming without Becky Lynch, I feel like.
Right. Talking to WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton here on Grind City Wrestling. You mentioned watching footage of Shawn Michaels, of course, Charlotte, Kurt Angle. That leads me to a question that I put this on Facebook and everybody wants to know about the prettiest moonsault ever. How was it inspired? And I mentioned those three people I just mentioned have the best moonsault. So give me your top three moonsaults. Who inspired the moonsault move for you?
My top three moonsaults, I'm gonna have to go with I think Io Sky has a good moonsault.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Charlotte Flair has a good moonsault.
Right.
And so
She
does
can literally flip off anything, it seems like.
yeah.
Charlotte. Oh my gosh.
And then Kurt Angle. He had a really good moonsault. He got good airtime. But what inspired my moonsault, I feel like it was my gymnastics career, and not only gymnastics, but my trampoline gymnastics career. Like hence the bouncing and stuff like that. And I actually did a move similar to that in my routine when I was a gymnast. So it's just kind of like a full circle moment, I feel like.
I feel like every time you always hit it, it's not like the bounce, bounce, bounce. It's never like a bounce. Oh, oh, it's a perfect bounce. Shout out to
Really,
you,
the
That's
man.
only thing kind of close right now is when LA Knight does the jump up to the top, but it's not a moonsault. It's just very hard to do on those ropes, especially if they're, what if the ropes are sweaty or they have a little bit of oil on them? So
don't
that's a
tell me
very,
that.
very hard move. Right.
Hey, knock on wood, bro. Dustin, don't jinx it, bro.
Yeah,
No, I don't
please.
want to. I don't want to. Okay, we got to ask you about the gossip that's going around right now. Logan Paul causing trouble. What can you say about the whole Logan Paul and Kaiser thing?
I think I heard him say that I was flirting with him. No, 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 no. I was not flirting with him. The man came up to me and he told me he could teach me a little something because he sees himself in me, which is complete BS. I feel like I'm much better than Logan Paul. He may have all his fancy camera crews and his fancy moves and stuff like that, but I definitely think that I'm better and I'm nothing like you, Logan Paul.
You do have a championship on your shoulder, and he does not.
Yeah.
Exactly. My
So
point.
he can't
I,
compare.
I did have
Exactly.
a couple of fan questions for you, Tiffany, if you want to run through those real quick.
Okay, let's do
They're
it.
kind of fun. Okay, so the fan wanted to ask, who's more high maintenance, you or Ludwig? But I will rephrase that because I get asked this about me and my wife. Who takes longer to get ready?
Me, for sure, me.
Your gear seems to be very like inspired by other stuff. Can you talk about how your gear is inspirational to other characters, and then also what do you have planned for gear coming up in the future?
So obviously I take a lot of inspiration from Sabrina Carpenter. She's my girl right now. I'm trying to find like a good like theme and consistency throughout all my gears. So I try to go with like the girly girl pinks, blues, yellows, like bright colors. And I feel like having WrestleMania in Vegas, I think it would only be fitting if I did a showgirl theme. I feel like that could be really cool, feathers and stuff like that. So stay tuned.
Because okay,
Last,
actually,
huh?
you brought before you get to the next one, Dustin, you brought the Sabrina Carpenter thing. Because one of my questions was, you're going to be at Mania with the championship belt on your shoulder. We know WrestleMania entrances are always A1, right? From the Triple H's to all the New Days, all of the entrances have been dope.
Best.
If you can have someone perform your entrance, who would it be? Because we've seen the best at WrestleMania.
I think it would only be fitting if I pick Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like she shouldn't even sing my entrance song. I think she should sing like please, 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 or espresso or something like that. Please let
Yeah.
me come out to that.
Hey, make it happen, man. Y'all hear it, put it out in the air. Sabrina
Please,
Carpenter,
guys,
WrestleMania, Las
if you hear
Vegas.
this, WWE, please.
Wrapping things up here with WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Last question. Do you have any good Memphis stories? Have you wrestled here before? Are there any cool Memphis stories that you have or that you've heard about?
Um, I'm so sorry. I don't think that there is any.
You got to make some.
When I go to these SmackDowns, I'm really not even paying attention to where I'm going. It's a new state every single week. So it's kind of hard to keep tabs on where I've been.
Hopefully, coming up this Friday, I swear I really believe that Charlotte's going to be in the ring standing across from you. There's going to be a decision that's going to be made because we've already seen Rhea Ripley and Charlotte We would love to see Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania. I feel like that's going to happen. If you had to guess, what do you think?
I think she's gonna pick me. I think
She
so.
will. Thank you so much for joining us here on Grind City Wrestling.
Thank you guys for having me.
We will look
Thank you,
forward to
Tiffy.
seeing you on Friday at FedExForum SmackDown Live. Thank you so much. WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Oh, yeah.